I did have some prepared remarks today. First, I'll just introduce myself, and then I wanted to mention and talk about something that Steve had said. My name is Christopher Stout. I'm running for U.S. Senate. I did get into the race a little late. In January is when I officially announced. So I've been running about 10 weeks now. One of the reasons that I got into the race is because of Bob Bennett. Bob Bennett is out of touch with everyday citizens. And if you take a look at, again, something that Stephen mentioned, the proposals that he's done, he's given the Healthy Americans Act, which mandated insurance, and then here, this last Senate bill that was passed, mandated insurance. He was for it, and then he was against it. I don't understand that. Then he claims that he's a fiscal conservative. He wanted to go ahead and take the debt and the deficit and reduce it. So he had that bill that he co-sponsored, and then he turned around and voted against it. This man does not care about Utah. He cares about special interests, and we need to get him out of there, and we need to get this. The other thing that got me riled up was health care. I was watching the debate, was watching the vote, and I was extremely disappointed that we weren't able to get everyone in Utah to be able to pass it. I don't understand how we can't live in a country and not provide health care to our citizens. Now, granted, the bill that we have now, the bill that we have now is not the best bill. I'm a public option man. I love public option. But it is a start, and if I get to the Senate, I will make sure that by 2014 we don't have mandates, that we have a public option. The other thing, and I've written this on my blog, and if you want to go to my website, it's stout2010.com, and it's a little bit about personal responsibility. You know, the Republicans talk about personal responsibility. There's nothing wrong with personal responsibility, but the problem that we have is if we do not have opportunities, if our citizens do not have opportunities, personal responsibility means nothing. Making sure that every citizen is treated equal and every citizen has equal opportunity to advance from the day they're born until the day they're ready to leave this earth. I will make sure they have those opportunities. Now back to my prepared speech. I'm running on five platforms: recovery, growth, prosperity, national security and veterans care, effective government, energy independence, and reducing the debt. I believe that I'm the only candidate that can win in November, and the reason being is because I can talk to Republicans. I'm a fiscal conservative, having been an accountant, having ran and operated my own small business for the last 5 years in Salt Lake County as a sales and use tax consultant. I too know what it takes to get people motivated, to get them motivated to work, get them motivated to see my point of view. I can do this. I'm the man that can do it. Now, one thing that we have to do is we've got to get effective government back into play, and that means that we have to promote legislative transparency. We can't let Senator Bennett sit back in Washington and not come to Utah only when it's an election year. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a unique web-based webinars where you guys will be able to come online and see me at least twice a month. You can talk to me, you can throw rocks at me, you can shout at me, you can praise me, you can do whatever you want to do, but that'll be your right, you'll be able to do it. The last thing with reducing the debt and deficits. Bill Clinton, the previous Democratic president, had a good idea. Do you remember when he left office, do you remember what our deficits were? Zero. There was a surplus, that's correct. Do you know what the national debt was at that time? It was a little less than, well, there was some debt, there was $5 trillion. But now we've doubled that in the last 10 years. And so what we have to do, I've got a plan to reduce the debt. How we're going to do it is we're going to cut spending, we're going to reduce waste, we're going to restrict the earmarks, and we're going to reform the unfunded obligations in Social Security and Medicare. We're going to make those programs solvent so that my grandchildren will be able to get Social Security. So, funding the programs, but we're increasing the spending on the programs that Peter Caroon talked about. We're talking about education, we're talking about science, we're talking about renewable energy, the things that are going to get America back to work. That's how we're going to be able to reduce the debt. Because once we have more people making money, having more jobs, what will happen? They make more money, they pay more taxes, they won't be a drain on the economy. That's how we're going to do it. I want to take away the government from doing a year-to-year budget. We need a 10-year budget outlay. We need to look 10 years into the future so that we know what we're spending today and we know what we're taking in, and most importantly, that we're reducing the debt. That's how we're going to win in November, because that's what Republicans care about. You know what Democrats care about. I know what Republicans care about, because I know how they operate. And why? Well, it's because I've been a lifelong Democrat. I've been a closet Democrat. Finally, I got tired of listening to those Republicans talk about how they know everything. They don't. Democrats do. We always have. We need to get out there and get involved. Thank you. And